We Are ND Nation Podcast, a new era of Irish football with your host, me, Evan J. Thomas, and my new co-host, Dennis Stover, as we will bring you special guests throughout the season. We will go deep with your Irish football coverage in a way that you haven't seen or heard before. Dennis and Evan are just two best friends, lifelong Irish fans, bringing you the best Notre Dame football coverage, analysis, and our opinions on a weekly basis. You can watch or listen to the We Are ND Nation podcast on YouTube every Friday during the season on wearendnation.com. Follow us on the socials. We are ND Nation. Go Irish. All right, here we go. Rock and roll, Irish fans. Evan J. Thomas here, along with my trusty old companion. Happy birthday, Dennis Stover. And on this week's We Are ND Nation podcast, we don't have any kick-ass guests, unfortunately. It's just us two, so you have to deal with our dumb faces. And we have our takes on this past weekend's 35-32 victory over Navy, our preview and predictions of the matchup this weekend that I will be at against the Boston College Eagles.
Yeah, with the kids.
Senior day, it's going to be cold as hell. But
yeah,
we're going to have fun. Dennis and I might get into a spirited conversation later about College Game Day on ESPN, and we will have our Name That Former ND Player segment with Dennis. So what is up?
Nothing. It's getting cold here finally. I mean, not as cold as I see what's happening there. It's like you're getting hit with snow too, no?
It's just been kind of coming down a little bit. It's not been too bad, but I don't know if you know. I know you're in New York. Hopefully you're not too close to Buffalo. But I saw
I'm in New York City. That's way far away.
I know, but what I'm saying is, I don't know if you saw the forecast for the Bills game this coming Sunday.
They're
predicting 2 feet of snow.
Oh, they're going to get hit with something. Wow.
2 to 6 feet. I don't know about the 6, but holy shit, that'll be a fun game to watch in Buffalo.
Yeah, that's like 3 hours plus from me.
I know.
Like going west. So
yeah, it's farther west, it's farther north. Man. Obviously, you got a lot going on where you are up there. So what did you do for your birthday there, my man?
What did I do? Saturday night we went out and had some friends take me out, and we had a couple drinks. And then Sunday, which was my actual birthday, I stayed at home. I made some birria, queso birria tacos, and had some cats over.
All right.
Drank some more, ate some tacos, and then I kicked everybody out.
At 9 o'clock, your old man had to go to bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Time to get out. Time to go.
So get out, bitches. It's over.
The good thing for me is that not obviously.
Yeah, yours is coming up.
Mine is coming up in a couple weeks, and I actually took the day off because normally I work Sundays. So I took my birthday off on the 4th.
Oh, yours on a Sunday too this year?
Well, yeah, dude, it's always 3 weeks after your birthday. Come on.
No, I know, but I guess it's just, I don't know if it always falls on the same day.
Same day.
That's awesome.
So yours is exactly 3 weeks before mine. Brandon's, which is Sunday, is exactly 2 weeks before mine. And then Christmas is exactly 3 weeks after mine.
That's hilarious. Wow.
That's how I always look at it. So anyway,
one more quick segue too.
I
was talking to my kid because obviously Michael wished me a happy birthday, and then I come to find out that I'm going to be a grandfather again. They're due in April, so I guess congratulations to my son Michael and his baby mama Julia
and Papa D.
Papa D, man.
And so you got good news there. I got amazing news this morning. So my mother, who you know is going through cancer and chemo, she called me this morning saying she, after her blood test, cancer-free.
Woo! Man, that's awesome.
Grandma T is cancer-free, but she still has to do chemo at least for a little bit until the doctors say everything's good. But dude, that was a total thank God this happened. So I'll be down there in North Carolina for New Year's like I always am. Brent and I are going with, and we're going to have an amazing week down there.
That sounds dope, dog.
So all right. We got to get into this game. You ready? Let's roll.
Yeah, let's go. We'll be quick.
So we had Notre Dame win 35-32. They were up by what, 3.5 touchdowns or so?
It was like the greatest 3 minutes of football ever.
Yeah, to start the game. I mean, it was unbelievable.
No. I mean, before the halftime, because it was 21 what was it, 21-13 with 3 minutes to go before half, and then all of a sudden they intercepted it and then scored, and then whatever else happened, it was fucking great.
I mean, I mentioned it earlier. It's a tale of two halves. Like they came out amazing in the first half, and then literally shit the bed in the second. I mean, what happened?
12 yards of total offense, I think, in the second half.
Was that what it was?
I could look, but it wasn't very much, sure and I just don't understand why. I don't like. That's on the coaching? I mean, what the hell are you doing? What did you say at halftime? Oh, we got it, guys. Let's go. Like,
well, if you saw, and you even texted me during the game, the offensive line just kind of looks like they gave up.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody was getting in. I mean, these little like Navy dudes are just getting through the line, hitting pine left and right and left and right. But again, I'm going to go back to this. If you look at the rushing stats of Notre Dame, they had a total of 34 carries for 66 yards. How the hell did that happen?
Again, I don't know. It's like Navy put everybody in the box and was daring them, and they just didn't have enough people to. And Pine couldn't make the plays. I mean, he was making them in the first half.
Yeah.
And then I can't explain the second half. Honestly, it was like, again, we thought this team turned a corner, and then they have a second half like a Stanford game or a Marshall game. And it's just like, again, I said it, the Clemson game, but who would have thought we would have throttled Clemson and then had a second half like that? So we only played, we played a wonderful 6 quarters. And then 2 horrible quarters. Yep. And I just don't, that just, to me, that doesn't make sense. Like, how does, it's a Jekyll and Hyde. And I don't know how you can just in a matter of halftime, you're all of a sudden you're fucking, I don't know. I don't know what that was, but it wasn't football.
Watching it, to me, it almost seemed like, again, in the second half that they got a little too cute on offense, that they were trying something different. And they kept having Pine drop back, and that's why he kept getting hit. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like Tommy changed the game plan at halftime and was like, we're just going to go try to air it out and see what happens.
Well, I will say it didn't help any in the second half that Navy got the ball at half to start the third, and they had the ball for 10 minutes. It was a 10-minute drive. So that's a third of the or 3/4 of the fucking quarter. It's 15 minutes long, right? So 10 minutes. It's like they got Notre Dame had the ball, and then they turn it over, and then all of a sudden the fourth quarter happened. And Tommy, I know you should have worked in receivers and stuff, which is great, but I don't know.
Well, I'm looking at what the defense gave up. So they gave up 255 yards on the ground on 46 carries. My buddy himself, Daba Fofana, 15 for 133 yards in the game. I mean, that guy was just balling out.
It's that fullback dive. I mean, I was having flashbacks of Weiss and Kelly and that dive, just that quick fullback dive. It's hard to defend, man.
It's a hard thing to do, for sure.
I'm glad they're calling that penalty more and stuff, though, as far as engaging, because they said it's hard. It's becoming more difficult for the service academies to run their offense or option-based offenses because they rely on that blocking so much. But I guess the NCAA has, because it's too many guys are getting injured and stuff. You're engaged and then someone comes low or someone goes low and then engages you. I saw it all the time. There were several times they could have called it and dude busted that shit up the middle. And it's like, well, I don't know.
Well, they call it engaging, but I think it used to be called clipping more, wasn't it? Or was that just on different plays?
Yeah, well, clipping is just blocking from behind. No, I think it's a penalty.
I thought it was below the legs.
Right, but you're also engaged in someone else.
Okay, yeah, so that's engaged. Like you said, that's engaged.
So you're like someone else. I think again, I should look up the rules and stuff to be more. I think that's how it goes. But there was a couple times again on that fullback dive where I was like, man, I could have called a penalty. But they didn't.
Well, you and I are not Mike Piera, so we're not going to be going to for the referee rules. So that won't be happening. Though I do have to say that first half, I mean, there was that one play by Braden Lenzy that touchdown.
Oh my God,
that catch of the year, as I've been calling it, and I've been made fun of by Rick and Heather because I kept going. You got to see this clip. You got to see this play. you got to see this play. And they're
That was
like,
a great catch.
I know. They're like, oh, you got to show it to me again. I'm like, oh, God, okay. But yes, it was one of the most amazing catches. The fact that he caught it on the dude's back.
Yeah, he like caught it in his hands and took it away with his right.
Yeah, caught it was around his back,
awesome.
Pulled it off of him, and was like, give me that ball, I'm done. Touchdown.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Unbelievable play by him. And just, again, the offense did well passing-wise. I'm looking at Pine's stats right here. 17 to 21, 269 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
One interception. And the interception was on a tip pass.
Yeah, so obviously that's usually, they say it's not on the quarterback. Even though it is, it shouldn't really go for him. But actually, that's like the most yards he's had in about 4 or 5 weeks. Because normally he's been helping out. The offensive line and the running game has been like just ripping it up.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, there's no words to explain because we weren't there and we're not coaches. But as a fan, to me that second half falls on, well, I guess on everybody because, I mean, I don't know, players could have made plays and they weren't. So
I'm going on play calling and execution, and obviously execution is what matters. Because as you can tell, that offensive line just wasn't hitting their blocks, and that's what killed them. And they couldn't protect Pine, but then Pine also he doesn't really throw the ball away like he should. He takes the sack, and it's kind of sad because there was a couple times there was like 2 sacks in a row. It was like, holy cow, what is going on here?
Oh well, it's sad because they're so tiny, and they're getting in there. I mean, I was watching the game with my friend, and it's just like, look at the size difference.
Yeah. I mean, offensive line was probably easily a 50-pound man-per-man difference for sure.
Or, well, again, I don't know how much he's allowed to audible because it looked like there were several times where you could tell they're coming from the left side. You could see the guy, the cornerback or safety, who's ever the nickel back, and sure enough, here he comes, and he got him. And it's just like you can't change protection, or Tommy doesn't let him, or if you see it, just check down to a fucking run, man.
Exactly, and that was the other thing that a lot of people were saying after the game too.
Just check into a run.
They weren't checking even into a running back, pass to the running back.
Yeah. How about putting Estime in the eye again? Like that would have fucking stopped them.
They barely used Tyree, so I mean he got like no playing time. And I'm looking at Navy's stats defensively. They actually had 5 sacks and 1 QB hurry. I thought it was more than 5 sacks, but I guess
sure felt like it.
Yeah, and especially only 1 hurry because I swear he was getting run. And Notre Dame only had 1 sack on the day. 1 sack. Then again, they do a lot of running too.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, they do a lot of running, so it is kind of hard to sack them. A lot of tackles for loss. I'm looking at that right now. They only had 4 tackles for loss. So kind of sad. But looking at Navy's passing, what did they have? 108 passing yards, 6 and 13. So yeah, they didn't get the pass rush that you thought they would get.
They did have a touchdown too. That 1 touchdown came through the air, I thought.
They did.
Okay. Anyway, I'm glad we got out of there, but still, 30
a win to win
3 points when we were up 35-13. It's just like they just wanted to get out of there. They're like, it never felt like really in doubt up until the very end.
Yeah, even you texted me. You're like, they're gonna lose this game. I'm like, no.
I was like, they're gonna ship this fucking bed. Like,
it was scary. I was a little nervous.
Let's just make a better showing. We got 2 weeks. Just
2 weeks. Boston College game is going to be in cold weather. It might be a little sloppy. And then obviously we got Southern California, and everybody's been laughing at your University of Spoiled Children.
That's right.
You said that, right? You were the one that said that last week?
Of course.
Okay, because that had people cracking up. I mean, I got a lot of feedback off of that one.
Yeah.
All right, so you ready for this week's Name That Former ND Player?
Yeah, I hope so.
You think you are, huh?
You probably
put that little stat box. All right, here we go.
Good ones, man.
All right, this is a tight end.
Again, tight end. Jeez.
It's tight end you, bro. I mean, you got this. All right, he played for 4 years, 2004 to 2007. So he was on that 2004-2005 team. He had a total of, where'd it go? He had 100 total receptions, 1,093 yards in his 4-year career, 8 touchdowns, 10.9 average per catch. Tight end, 2004 to 2007. You think you might have an idea? Don't say it, because I know
I'm
you
not
might
going to.
blurt
I
it
think
out.
I think I got it.
I don't think I've given you this one. I might have given it to Malik last year. So
Oh yeah.
we'll see if you get that.
Nice.
He didn't get it. I know that for a fact.
04 to 07.
04 to 07 tight end. Think you might get this one. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back. We're going to then talk about the Boston College game coming this week. And then we have a little spirited conversation about ESPN Gameday and why we either love it or hate it. So stay right here. Dennis Stover, Evan J. Thomas on the one and only We Are ND Nation podcast. We'll be right back. The E2B2 podcast featuring father and son duo Evan J. Thomas and
Brandon Thomas.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
as we discuss our lives,
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
pop culture, and some of the best movies.
John Wick.
Oh yeah, and some duds. Listen to the E2B2 podcast on BadassProductions1.com in the on-demand section under E2B2.
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
Or listen to Spotify, Google Podcasts, or almost anywhere you can get your podcasts.
I guess you guys aren't ready for that yet, but your kids are gonna love it.
Oh yeah, and Brandon, guess what?
Yeah, we get it. You are my father.
All right, here we go.
All right, we are back on the We Are ND Nation podcast. I am Evan J. Thomas. With me is my trusty old birthday man just the other day, Dennis Stover. So we right before the break, we teased this not This Week in Rock History. That's a wrong show. But let's tease name that former ND player. So I'm going to go over the stats again of this former player. It wasn't somebody we've had on the show yet either. So that's trying to get some guests, man. You know this. I'm trying to get some.
It sounds really great. I can't wait.
I keep getting freaking denied last second and saying they're too busy. But I'm not going to name any names because I don't want them to, get upset or anything like that. So here's what we got for our name that former ND player. Tight end. Played from 2004 to 2007. He had a total of 100 career receptions at Notre Dame, 1,093 yards. That's 10.9 yards per catch, and 8 total touchdowns. Dennis, who is that?
Was it the infamous first play of the game? Weiss's, I think it was second year at Washington, pass right, Anthony Fasano? No? Damn. That was a good one.
I think Fasano was a few years earlier. He might have crossed over with him.
He did. Maybe it was just 2000. Maybe it was only Weiss's first year then.
So this guy was also drafted by the Seattle Seahawks, if that helps.
Oh, it was John Carlson.
There you go. Yeah, you were
Forgot
close.
about John Carlson, man. We met him too, didn't we, in the parking lot?
And he actually had a really good, solid NFL career for about 5
He
years.
had a great career, I thought.
Good 5 years, and then he got injured. Something happened because he was on my fantasy team.
That's right. Yeah.
Calf or hip or something?
Carlson, son of a bitch. Good one, man.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
I try to get them for you. All right.
They played around the same time.
They did. Like I said, I know they crossed over probably at some point.
See, man, it's those. That's tough, man. I always got like 3 dudes in my head, and it's like I can't. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. So this coming weekend we have the Notre Dame versus Boston College game, 1:30 p.m. NBC and Peacock. I will be there along with Heather, Rick, and Brandon. My son's going to his first real game finally. Woo! So one day before his 18th birthday, so that should be amazing. Notre Dame is a 21-point favorite, and the over-under is 45. Wow. I don't know about that over under. I think it should be lower. I don't know. But at least with my final pick, we'll see. But looking at Senior Day coming this Saturday, Phil Jerkovich, how do you say his fucking last name? Jerkovich is returning to Notre Dame, even though he's not that good.
Or, I mean, is it the team he's on? I don't know, man.
The could be. I mean, his
star coming out, 4-star.
His stats, 1,711 yards on the season.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at him.
11 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. So, I mean, pedestrian, man. What are you expecting out of this?
I don't know. It's just, man, it's like one that got away. What do I always bitch about is like quarterback play. What do I say? Like Deshaun Kaiser was the last proper quarterback we had at ND of course, Ian Book.
I was going to say, you didn't like Ian Book?
I like Ian Book plenty, but he had some help. You know what I mean? He had the benefit of that ACC schedule, and he was surrounded by a fucking team. You know, he made plays, but he could never get over the hump. I mean, you know, I'd take away his all-time winning quarterback record for a playoff win.
Well, yeah, because I was at the game that they lost against Clemson in the Cotton Bowl, so that's
or even beating Michigan that one game where we got housed in the fucking rainstorm,
or how about
beating Georgia twice.
Yeah,
you know, any of those games I'd take.
Yeah, he
got Clemson. He got one game. He beat Clemson in 2020
at home and barely.
Exactly.
Thank
you, Avery Davis.
And with Trevor Lawrence out too, so that also helps.
Boom, there's another one. Because what happens when we played in the ACC championship game? We got fucking pummeled.
Got waxed on and off.
And off, yeah. So yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, again, Ian Book's great, but can we just get the Trevor Lawrence that we used to get? Can we just get once before I fucking die?
Well, we had him back in the 80s and the 90s.
Just one more national championship, please.
We got to get one more because, we're coming down to the end of our line. So, we got to get one.
Yeah.
So there you go. So what are you expecting out of this game this coming weekend? What are you seeing from Notre Dame?
I hope that they win. Who knows? I can't. I mean, if we played somewhat horrible the second half, or not, if it wasn't that bad, I would be like, oh, we'll be fine, but that was a shitty second half last week. So I don't know what to expect from them. I'd like to think they're going to come out and do it for the seniors and, do it for the home crowd and do it because it's, baby ND with Boston College, so, what do they call him? The little sister? Oh, Fredo. That's what they call Boston College. Fredo.
That's a good one. I do have to say, too, I'm looking at my first game that you and I ever went to. That was also November 19th. And that was November 19th, 2005.
Was that BC, too?
No, it was Syracuse.
Syracuse.
But 2005, November 19th. So 17 years later, I'm going to my, I think, 35th game. I don't even know anymore. I've lost track. But, yeah, so I'm expecting more running game out of this team this weekend, but I'm expecting some big plays on offense from Pine and from because Michael Mayer, they freaking Navy took him out of the game. I don't know what the hell happened there, but he only had 4 catches. So out of that, it's like, he kind of needs to be focused. And I think he was just named a finalist for Player of the Year was Michael Mayer.
Like the MVP or whatever?
Yeah, I literally just got an email earlier that said he was nominated for Player of the Year award. Forgot what that one's called.
Yeah, I don't know how he doesn't go in the top 10 of the draft, but
he will. That'll be.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean especially now that tight ends are like a huge.
He's automatic. Plus, he can block.
It's called the Jason Witten Collegiate Man of the Year.
Oh,
that's the award. So yeah, there's a bunch of dudes on this one. I don't even know.
That's a college award?
Yeah, I don't even know. Blake Corum's one of them, the running back out of Michigan.
Yeah, that kid's nice.
Brendan Evers, yeah,
he's really good.
I mean, there's about 20 names. Hendon Hooker, Tennessee, so he's on it.
I like him too.
Yep, he's good too. Xavier McDaniel, Isaiah Moore. I know Michael Mayer was on here too. Austin Williams. All right. So anyway, let's get off of that little thing.
Yeah.
But
I picked Notre Dame to win.
So do I.
Maybe by I pick them by a touchdown.
Only a touchdown.
It's hard for me to have any hope for. I don't know. I got to see I don't know what I'm going to get out of them.
That's true. I mean, yeah. I mean, what are you
to take a step back like that? Like again, you play 6 quarters of flawless football, and you take that big of a step back. I understand you can't be perfect all the time, and you might give up a touchdown here or there. But again, 12 yards against fucking Navy.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, dude.
And just to make sure people know, Boston College is 3-7 on the season. Notre Dame is 7-3. So, opposite ends of the spectrum right now in terms of where we're going and where they're going. So They're not doing too well. And it shows here that Notre Dame has like a 93% chance to win the game, which I'm going to say I'm kind of on par with that. I have the final score being Notre Dame 35, Boston College 13. For some reason, I like that number 13 for teams coming.
Great number.
It's hard to go wrong with it. I mean, I was there for a few minutes last week when you even texted me like, hopefully it stays there. Nope.
Yeah, no, they decided they didn't want to.
They scored another 19 or 29 points, whatever it was. I don't know, but
unreal.
It is what it is. But yeah, I have a 35-13. Do you have an actual score prediction?
Yeah, a lot to little.
Well, you just said they're only going to win by 7. So.
Oh, okay. 7-0.
There's not going to be 2 feet of snow there.
So I don't know, 21-14 then.
There you go. You went with just basic average.
Just basic.
Everybody's going to miss field goals. Nobody's going to miss any extra points. Nobody's going to get any 2-point conversions.
Again, I don't know what I'm going to expect from this.
What I'm going to guarantee? A blocked punt.
Wow. You don't think Boston College is going to work on that the whole week?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Brian Mason, that's pretty good shit, though.
I mean, how many blocks do they have? 6?
6, isn't it? 6, 7?
No,
7. Wasn't it
7? That's right.
7,
by 6 different players.
It was 6 last week because I remember Troy talking about it, and they blocked one last week. So 7. So there were some good things to take away.
7 and 6 different players have blocked a punt. That is a crazy.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. All right. So you and I on Saturday, I do have to say, I got to bring up this text that I got here on Saturday morning, which was absolutely hilarious because I was like, wow, holy cow, dude. What's going on here? So let me just see this here. I know we talked about a lot of shit, so I just got to go back to the beginning. And where is it at? Hold on. I'm getting there. Saturday, 9 a.m. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I'm going to put like some kind of funky thing right now. Oh my God. I'm trying to pull it. How much did we text on Saturday?
There's a lot.
All right, here we go. Found it. 8:39 a.m. my time, at least my time. This was not your time.
9:30.
Is it awful? This is from Dennis to me. It's not my opinion. Is it awful that I want bad things to happen to Pat McAfee?
Wait, I don't want you to say something like that while we're streaming and people can. This is going. I'm not a violent person. I'm not looking to create a war.
I'm gonna bleep out
bad
the
things
name.
happen. That's between you and I when I say that.
All right, I will bleep that out. Game Day is unwatchable with this clown on the shoe. Is this shoe?
Show.
Well, it says shoe. He's effing terrible. And I say, well, he's the opposite. I said, I love watching this show, and I'm a huge bleep beep fan. So there you go. I love the guy.
You can say his name. I just don't want you to say like, man, I want him to just get hit by a train.
No, I know that's not what you mean. But no, we can call out his name because I love the Pat McAfee show. I think he's amazing. I love his energy. I just love what he brings to College Game Day. And I think he has changed the entire landscape of that TV show. Dennis, give me your reason why you don't like it.
WWE.
That's why I love it.
Well, It's awful. Remember when I said the Super Bowl this year and The Rock did White Trash Warrior? When The Rock did the whole thing before the national anthem,
You hated it, and I loved it.
I was losing my mind. And so was everyone else with me. I was like, they've turned the NFL into a fucking circus clown car of WWE, and I just think the two should be separate. I don't care if you watch wrestling or someone's a fan of wrestling. I used to love it and watch it. I can attest to it. But there has to be a separation because one is, yes, they're both entertainment. I'm not going to say wrestlers can't be. They're athletes for sure, and they go through some shit. But it's a different entertainment, man. One is scripted and rehearsed, and the other is Anyway, I don't like the theatrics when it comes to the NFL and shit.
If you smell,
right, or college game day. Dude sitting there with a belt the size of his fucking head, and he's buttoned all the way up. And he looks like his clothes are. He looks. I know. Tight clothes and fitted clothes are in. I like to wear fitted clothes too. As you get older, you like to dress like the part. But his shit looks way too small. Like he just got out of a car wash, and he's really uncomfortable on set.
The one thing that you have to know about him is he normally isn't that dressed up. He will wear a suit coat, but he'll either wear a hoodie or a Dago tee underneath. Can you even say Dago tee anymore? Tank top.
No, probably not.
Tank top underneath.
So is the old reliable wife beater. No, don't say that either. A shirt. It's an A shirt. We can't say any of this stuff anymore.
This show has gone off the rails, man.
We did. That's what happens when you have a shitty second half, Notre Dame. Thanks. This is the show you get.
We get into a spirited conversation on why I love Game Day and why Dennis hates it, and how he's like, well, I'm almost 50. And I'm like, yes, so am I. You're like, oh, yeah, that's right. So, you just want them to sit on their. Hold on, let me see.
No, I don't want to.
They're gonna sit on their hands. Hold on. And then they're just going to be robots reading stats to you all morning long.
No.
And then now we have you don't want Lee Corso, and you don't want anybody like kissing bulldogs on the set and anything like that. I mean,
Lee was great, but Lee needs to. Are they doing headgear? Does Pat McAfee do the headgear now?
No, I don't think he did.
Yeah, Lee needs to.
That's Corso's thing.
Yeah, but Corso needs to. He needs to just chill in Florida and stuff, because that it's kind of sad. Just they parade him out. It's like Muhammad Ali back in the day. They would just bring him out and be like, "Ooh, it's behind," and it was it's like a prop, and he's not a prop. He's a person. Right. We can't do that. We let him, I think if he wants to do his pick weekly thing, and then they do it from his home. But to make that man like come out of his house and stuff, it's fucking shame on ESPN.
He does slur his words. I mean, he did have the stroke a few years back.
Yeah, just let him do, it's like anyway.
We have our differentiating opinions, and
the opinions are.
And
good.
I did say to Dennis during our texting, I'm like, we don't have to argue. You have your opinion.
Oh no, nobody's arguing. Who was arguing?
No, I didn't say.
Man, we ain't fucking, dude. So I wouldn't call that an argument. It's a discussion.
Not at all. No, it was a discussion, and that's why I was like, let's bring it up on the show. That would be amazing. Because what's funny is the fact that I like Pat McAfee and the way he does things. That's how I've been doing the intros of this show. Is his style. Like, he brings that energy to start off. And just think about this intro we had the last 2 weeks.
Please, whatever you do not bring Aaron Rodgers on this show.
Come on. He would be amazing.
I'll fuck that guy. Like, wholeheartedly. And not because he plays quarterback for the Packers, because he's a fucking tool shed.
I don't think his people will get back to my people anyway.
I don't think so either.
I mean, his people, my people is me, so I don't think they'll get back to me.
Hey, so you're the best agent.
So amazingly, I love the show. Dennis does not really like it. He does watch it.
I like it. There's aspects of it that I like. I used to love it. I used to think it was great, but it's become so sticky, like all the shtick.
Yeah, I get it.
That's what I don't like. It's.
I mean, you have the old heads still on the show, and then you have, Pat McAfee.
But you're right. I don't want I could agree with you on being the stuffy stuff. That's like the NFL pregame shows, like on CBS.
God.
And stuff.
Those are unwatchable.
Those guys are stuff. You're right. But then again, I don't need a guy like doing a karate kick every 5 minutes either during the middle of a segment. That's what the dude's doing. He's up there and they're spinning this fake. They're spinning this right, and I'm just like, okay, man. Is this guy on Adderall or is he doing some little disco? What's going on?
A little booger sugar there,
Hey, devil's dandruff. Why not?
Anyway, all right. So we only have like a minute or so left of this show. So we have to cut this. So Dennis has Notre Dame winning. I have them winning as well. Hopefully we have a special guest on next week. I'm working the phone lines and the Twitter lines and the email lines. I'm getting responses, but not the way I'm wanting to. All right, that one trip around the room just tired me out. So I think I got to go take a nap now.
Yeah.
So, I am almost 50.
You are. I know.
It's like 4 o'clock my time. I got to go take a nap now.
Yeah, it's already dark out.
And then the news will be on, so I got to watch that. All right. So thank you guys all for watching. This is the We Are ND Nation podcast. You can follow us on the socials everywhere at We Are ND Nation on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we have YouTube at Badass Productions. You can follow me on everything at Evan J. Thomas. And obviously we got Dennis Stover, who hates social media as well.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to get into that.
But yeah,
you don't have enough time for this one.
That'll be next week's rant.
There you go. You know what grinds my gears? So again, thank you guys all for watching. We will be back next week, hopefully after an Irish victory, and ready to go into the University of Spoiled Children.
Spoiled fucking children. Yes.
So until then, check us out all over the socials. And with me is Dennis Stover. I am Evan J. Thomas. This is the We Are ND Nation podcast. And how do we finish it off? I always say,
go Irish. And this week, fuck the University of Spoiled Children.
And Michigan.
Fuck
Michigan. There you go. Rock on. We Are ND Nation podcast, a new era of Irish football with your host, me, Evan J. Thomas, and my new co-host, Dennis Stover, as we will bring you special guests throughout the season. We will go deep with your Irish football coverage in a way that you haven't seen or heard before. Dennis and Evan are just two best friends, lifelong Irish fans, bringing you the best Notre Dame football coverage, analysis, and our opinions on a weekly basis. You can watch or listen to the We Are ND Nation podcast on YouTube every Friday during the season on wearendnation.com. Follow us on the socials. We are ND Nation. Go Irish.